Some early starts this week, bit of teamwork with a mate, and the CX have issued an update from their get together. So not a bad week. Let's see how it went. Good morning, everybody. It's a new week. It's Monday. I think it's the 10th today. And we're just about to head off to start our new week, just leaving the HQ of Anvil. Try not to hit the wife's car. First mission of the day accomplished. And what we got today starts off with two collections for my own customer. Both of them in the Lancashire area, different parts of Lancashire. And once I've collected those two, I'll be taking them to the Wolverhampton area. And then the world is my oyster. But obviously, we'll be looking to see if we can get a job back, either from my customer or from the Courier Exchange or anyone else who might want to offer me a job. We're not too fussed. I'll go somewhere else if necessary. You know, I've got no commitments this evening because ordinarily I'd have rehearsals with my group, the Ambulers, but Captain Squirrel, our guitarist, our main guitarist, he's away on a holiday in Ireland. So we're having a week off ourselves. Many thanks for the responses to last week's vlog or video or whatever you want to call it about the co-loaders and syndicates. It was quite a few people responded to that with their opinion, and it was most welcoming. If you can glean anything from the answers that they suggested, but it is an ongoing problem, isn't it? Bidding for work on specifically on the Courier Exchange platform is difficult at the moment because of the competition that you've got from the what you call them, illegal bidders from the syndicates. And also, you know, there are people bidding too low. I know I've said it before in my videos and the response has always been, well, it's somebody's backload, but there's a limit to even what you should be bidding a backload for. And I think I've probably been guilty of it in the past, being that determined to get something rather than nothing back, that I bid low. I sometimes not even got it and I've gone low. But it is hard to control. You can't make someone's mind up for them. But really, come on. We really have to put our heads together and think, just how low should you be going? Because you're setting market rates that are unsustainable by bidding too low. And you're going to go out of business, as are many others. But it was good of you to respond to the video. Thank you very much. I'm sure the subject will rear its head many times because it is one of the big problems about operating on, well, I can't speak for other platforms because I don't really use other platforms. I've done a couple of jobs on the delivery app, but it's very, very rare that I'm Johnny on the spot for any of their work. So the only app I'm familiar with is the Courier Exchange. I did briefly try Same Day Courier Network. Didn't have any luck on that one and cancelled the subscription. But we move on. So we'll let you know how the week goes. I hope you all had a great weekend. I had a fantastic weekend in the rain, working in the garden, hence that's why there's a skip on my front drive. I built a new staircase at one end and now I'm doing a new staircase at the other. I've opened a can of worms here. The wife is now full of ideas that she wants doing in the garden. And I've been breaking my back all weekend, knackered. Come to work for a rest. I'll catch you in the week and let you know how we're getting on. Tuesday, 11th of June, and we're at a secret location and we're picking up some ADR gear today and we're doing the job with everybody's favourite courier. Who is it? I'll show you. It's James from Freddie Fletcher. Hello, everybody. Say hello. And we're doing this with our James. He's asked me to help him out today, and I'm glad to do it because it's pulled me out of a hole. So thanks, James. Just waiting to get loaded now. Can't reveal places, but I'm sure James will fill you in on his channel. It's next day now, 12th. It's the morning. It is 11 minutes past 4. We're just coming out of our street, and we are going to go and meet James this morning. And we're heading to Northamptonshire. I'm not going to say exactly where it is because this is not my customer. This is James's customer, and I'm helping him on this job. So it's up to him to say where it's going and who it is, etc. If he wants to. He'd probably put it on his channel. However, I'm glad of the job because yesterday it didn't work out the greatest for me in terms of I had a job lined up in the morning. I was going to collect some air freight, and it wasn't going to be till a bit later in the morning, so I was just basically waiting for the call to tell me that the air freight had arrived, and I was going to meet another driver who also does work for my customer, and we were both going to pick up the air freight and take it over to Yorkshire. So I had a bit of a lie-in, got up after 7, and then waited. And then I got the phone call probably about, 9-ish, half 8, to say that it's not going, it's not arrived. Which then left me at a bit of a loose end, so I was probably going to have to look on the Courier exchange. I mean, they said if something else comes in, we'll ring you straight away. But as it happens, James had messaged me a little bit earlier than that to say that if I was available, he could do with me to help him on a job because I've got a hazardous goods license, as is he, and the cargo that needed picking up was ADR. So it meant then I could contact James and say, look, I'm available if you still need me to do this. So it suited us both. So I trotted off, as you saw from that clip yesterday, and I met James. It's all fully loaded on, it's all strapped on, all secure, and we're heading off. I'm a little bit earlier. I always set off a little bit earlier. As you can see, daylight is just starting to break out now. And I'll be there an hour early, but I won't because I'll stop off en route. I'll get a coffee and something because you don't feel like eating anything at all, do you, first thing in the morning? Got to bed early last night. I was in bed for 9 o'clock and I fell asleep. So I've had a decent sleep, and I've looked on the map. James hasn't left yet, so I'm ahead of him at the moment. Although I've got a little bit further to go from my end because he lives more over to the western side, and I'm more over to the northeastern side of Manchester. So I have a little bit further to go to get to meet him. But we'll be meeting the relevant fitters, etc. on site around 8 a.m. A lot of heavy stuff on this van, so I give it at least half an hour to be unloaded. But hopefully by the time that that area wakes up at 9 o'clock, I might be in a position to pick up a little tidbit on the Courier exchange. There was the chance of having a job in Lutterworth for my customers. Well, it was a definite if I wanted it, but it was to pick up at 10 o'clock, which is easily doable from where we are going to be. But sometimes on jobs like what I'm doing now for James, you're meeting fitters, and if the fitters are delayed for any reason or there's a mix-up, then you have to wait. And I didn't want to take the chance that the fitters were going to be late or there was a delay of some kind, so I've had to turn it down, which would have been great because that would have got me up to near Stockport, well paid as well. But I don't want to let anyone down, so I've had to pass on it. And I'm sure I'll pick something up this morning, hopefully heading back north, and I'll get home for a reasonably early finish, maybe even have a little nap in the afternoon. Anyway, so we're away and we're doing it, and we're working with our good friends at Freddie Fletcher Limited today, and it should be a good day. Hello, good morning. It's now Thursday today, Thursday the 13th of June, and it is 4:45 in the morning, and we are heading down south. I'm just going past Stockport at the moment. Yesterday was a cracking day. Did that job for James, and also got a backload from the job because when we got to the site, there was quite a lot of what he classes waste. It's actually packaging and pallets and things that they couldn't keep on the site where the guys are working, and needed to go back. And because Amber Logistics Limited do have a waste license, because we are all singing, all dancing, James asked me if I could take that waste back to his customer, which I gladly did. Did it for a reduced rate, obviously, but I'm happy going back north paid. Thank you very much. So, camera's gone a bit tits up there. So today, I've got another job for James, and it's going to the same place. This bracket's not very good. It's taking some barriers today for him. So health and safety type barriers, because of the site that they're working on, it's been deemed to need barriers. So I picked up some barriers from his customers yesterday afternoon. I'm going to pick up some more from a hire company on the way down and deliver them on site, and then we will be looking for a backload ourselves. But so far this week, we're doing all right, not bad at all. I had a random phone call yesterday as well. I was driving back up the old M1, and I got a phone call from someone who's a shipper. I've never ever spoke to them before, although I have done one job, I think, not long after I first started for them. And it was from a company called Red Rocky. So I suppose those in the northwest will have heard of them. To say that he just stumbled across my channel and he liked it and was just ringing up for a bit of a chat. His name's Lee. So hello, Lee. And he was going down and heading down to the Courier Exchange conference that was going on in the West Midlands because he was up for an award. Not too sure what the award is for. But anyway, it was nice to speak to him. Very, very down to earth Mancunian. So he's, very much northern like me. He's a Red, though. He's a Man United fan. But we're not going to hold that against him. I don't have much experience with his company. But he was very forthright and, he is what he is and this is what I am. And, he had nothing to hide. And he did say that if ever I'm up his neck of the woods, I'd be welcome to come down and maybe do a bit of a Q&A where you can see things from a shipper's perspective. I always wanted to do one of those. So that might be good if we get the chance. And I'm going to sign off now because this pissing phone cradle's getting on my nerves. Oh, good morning. It's Friday. Thought this day would never come. End of the week, and it's the 14th. And another early start today. So at the moment, it's 5:20. Been on the road for about 15 minutes on the M62, and we are heading to North Yorkshire. Job from my own customer, and I'm going right down to Norfolk today, and it is a decently well paid job, because this is the type of job off them that is really well paid. So I'll probably end up in Norfolk late morning by the time I picked up my goods and got down there. And then I'm not overly fussed, I just want to get home really. So it's basically I'm going to drop my goods, burn, and I'll keep an eye on the feed to see if there's anything worth stopping off for and grabbing on the way back. But we're not bothered because we've had a cracking week. We are well over target this week, and that's been thanks to some good jobs. Some jobs off James from Freddie Fletcher as well, which have really boosted me. Yesterday's job for James went without a hitch, dropped off all my stuff, and picked myself up a hazardous load off the Courier exchange, which wasn't going in the direction that I wanted, but I priced it with extra money on it to make up for the extra fuel I'll be using to get home. And it was one of those jobs where you bid it, and if they go for it, that's great. If they don't go for it, well, that's not too bad because I didn't really want to go there anyway. And I got it. So they have paid quite a hefty price for that hazardous load, by the standards of the Courier exchange, that is. Now, I suppose it's one of two things happened. They immediately saw that they got a bid in from Super Duper Anvil Logistics and decided we want him at all costs, no expense spared, because he's a true professional, gets the job done right, and we've got the kudos of saying he's done the job for us. Or no other bugger bid for it, because it was going to an area perhaps that nobody wanted. I know which I'd like to think, but in reality, I don't think anyone else bid for it. Or it was quite a rush job and it needed clearing anyway, and the price was within their budget. So probably the second, much as I'd like to think it was the first. So it's been a belter of a week in terms of finances. A few miles on the van, but if the van's not putting miles on, it's not earning any money. So as much as you'd like to think, oh, I want to keep the mileage down on it, there isn't much point. This is a working vehicle, no matter how attached you get to it. It works for a living, and it has to earn its money, and that means banging miles on. So the Courier Exchange also had their conference, didn't they? So that fella who rang me, Lee from Red Rocket Couriers, he won an award, I've noticed. So well done you. And a couple of things have come out of it. So the first one being is that they're going to offer a factoring service, so that they will settle your invoices early. So if you've got cash flow issues, they'll settle them early, and there will be a fee. I believe, and don't quote me, I think it's around 5%. I don't know the full ins and outs because obviously I didn't attend the meeting. I'm sure there'll be an email coming out to everybody from them about it, terms and conditions, etc. But it doesn't interest me because I don't do factoring. I just know that my bills are coming through, and if you can tough it out for your first couple of months when you first start off and you keep him working, the money just starts coming through anyway, doesn't it? So it's not something that interests me. But what did interest me is that last week we mentioned about the problems that we're having with the syndicates, who are people who are putting multiple drivers on one CX account, or screen grabbing jobs once they've accepted a job and sending it to other people to go and do it. They are trying to tackle that. And one of the things they're going to do is a bit more security when you accept a job. Also, I believe the vehicle registration number will be a factor. So, for example, I've got my Crafter, and I bid on a job and accept the job, then this crafter with this registration number should be the one who turns up to do the job. There's also, I believe, going to be another level of security, and they're also going to be scrapping the multiple user, or certainly cutting down severely on people who have got multiple users on the CX accounts. I know that there's certain CX accounts, like the Pro ones, where I think you can have up to 5 on it, but everything has got to be verified. Every single vehicle driver who's on it, because I believe at the moment you can add other drivers or vehicles onto your Pro account, and there's not much in the way of checks. Well, that has gone. There are going to be lots of checks, so that only that particular driver, that reg, can turn up to collect the goods. So I'm sure it's not completely foolproof, but it might be a step the way to cutting out some of the syndicates, and maybe one, some drivers will disappear off here because they're not going to want to pay for their own CX account, and two, the CX probably think that a few of them may just get their own CX account, but I reckon it will probably cut down the number of drivers operating on here, which, if there's less drivers, might raise the prices a little bit just on the basis of supply and demand. Now, you're talking to an amateur on these things, so I'm just giving you my views. But I think that particular thing, the more they clamp down on it, the better it will be for everybody. Certainly everybody who operates legitimately, who does have the correct insurance, who does have a vehicle that's fit for purpose. We've all seen them. We've all been on jobs where there's been another job and some rust bucket shitbox has turned up with a driver who looks as though he's having a day lounging on the couch in his shorts and his flip-flops and everything else, rather than presenting himself properly, with the correct PPE. I'm not saying he should turn up in a full uniform or anything like that. I have just a standard thing that I wear for work. Now, that's my way. I like to wear a polo shirt. I like to wear cargo pants because they're useful and they're hard wearing. I don't wear shorts at all. One is because obviously I've got hideous legs, and two, I can catch your legs on crap, can't you? So I prefer to wear trousers. So I normally wear cargo trousers, and I always wear safety shoes. In fact, I never take them off apart from when I go to bed, because some people may drive in their trainers and then put their safety boots on when they arrive on site. But I can't be bothered either doing all that, so I just keep them on. And eventually you just get used to having them, don't you? So that's what I do. So hopefully, fingers crossed, that will help everybody. So I'm going to end this video today because it gives me a chance to get it out, and I've got nothing else to say. But it's been a great week. Thanks again for engaging with me last week. I do value the comments. I like the comments to come through. I like the suggestions that people make. It really helps other people too, I believe. So if you got any comments on what's said this week, not the most exciting week, please put them in. Any ideas you would like to see about videos that we can put out that may help people? Because look, even if I don't know, I'll look into it and find out what I do know. Please put that in the comments. Give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. Costs you nothing. The button down below you, just press that thumbs up button. That helps the video get out there. And again, subscribe to the channel. Free, don't cost you now. No commitment to nothing. What it does, it helps the channel get out there, and it also notifies you when there is a new video out, if that's what you want. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'm going to have a great weekend because it's Father's Day, so I'll actually get treated by the kids. And it's my daughter's birthday as well, so we're going out for a nice meal to celebrate that. Thanks for watching. See you in the next vid.